Hey guys, what is going on? It is Tiviyl Scratch coming to you live, loud and proud from this little nowhere ass-in town in the middle of fucking Illinois. Coming to you with the first installment of Tiviyl Scratch Interviews. Today, we are here with Aragon and Dragon, two people from the channel itself. Now, to cover what this little show is, basically kind of like a little talk show. I'm pretty sure you all seen a late show and everything. So, we're just going to be talking about some random topics and everything in there, and just going from there, alright? You guys good? You guys game? Alright, let's go one at a time, get your opinions, and make sure we don't, like, boggle the voices altogether, alright?
Alright. Okay.
Alright, so, let's start with a little bit of a theory set up and everything, shall we?
Alright, oh god.
So, with the recent events and the recent announcements of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and the new animatronic characters and everything, I want to hear some theories and little ideas what you guys think is going to happen, what the storyline is going to be about, you know, what all is going to take place. Aragon, let's hear from you first.
Well, truthfully, what we've known right now, there is one other place that we haven't seen, the original Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria. And I have seen a couple of pictures on the Scott website where now that the animatronics have 5 fingers. My theory is that these are some of those hybrid suits that you saw from Springtrap.
Alright, and Dragon, what about you?
I only have one thing to say about it.
Oh dear.
I'm ready to watch everyone else get the shit scared out of them.
Markiplier, definitely.
Oh
my god, yes.
Speaking of scary shit, I recently saw a video here before I started filming this and everything, and it stated a very interesting piece of information. They pulled out a piece of Springtrap's audio file from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, okay? They slowed it down, they removed all the background noise and everything, and you'll be amazed to hear what he actually found.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there real quick because I just thought, an image just popped into my head with Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Sure, well, let's go ahead and hit it.
Okay. I think of Five Nights at Freddy's 4 and Markiplier seeing it, and then just imagine, like, Sadiplier in the tub with being crying, and just imagine, like, a caption being, I could have been an engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, back to what I was trying to say originally.
Sorry.
The audio file, when they pulled it out, it's Springtrap literally saying, "Help me."
Well, like, what else?
But no, when he let me just stop you there. When they pulled it out and he says that, it sounds like he. You know how when you cannot speak, you're like channeling where you cannot speak. You sound like
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
Kind of like the muffled.
Yes, when you play the audio and everything, it sounds like
Yeah.
Now, that could be actually one of two things. That could be help me, or that could be kill me.
That could be both, in all honesty, considering his body's still inside the suit and he's still alive and everything, so it could be either help me or kill me.
Well, the fact that he's still alive, that could be debatable.
Exactly. Now, another really weird question still I wanted to bring up is that there's one thing that has been stated and seen in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 that no one can really seem to pinpoint the exact purpose to, why the person or character is there, and who exactly is controlling it, because apparently it is actually smart now. That character being Mangle.
Oh, God.
Did you guys know that Mangle's in the game? Because I'm pretty sure you watched Markiplier had watched. Yes, did you not see? Because Markiplier, he had like a weird. Like, have you seen the Five Nights at Treasure Island parody game of Five Nights at Freddy's? You know how the Donald Duck head kind of like allures the blind, Mickey Mouse, and all that to you?
Yeah.
That's what Mangle does.
Oh, shit.
Remember, I'm pretty sure you saw, like, when you saw Markiplier played it, you saw a little bitty head rise from up the glass, where only the eyes could be seen. You see this, like, really weird static scream-like noise.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's Mangle.
Well, it makes sense. It's like, why would they have, like, all the characters but Mangle, and by Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
No, here's what I'm saying. That's not what's actually. What I'm trying to put out. The fact of the matter is that Mangle's in it, but she's not a phantom. I say she, but I'm pretty sure the fans already decided it's a she. Come on.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that she's in there. She's acting fully functional. It's the real working animatronic herself, and she's what's the word I'm looking for? She behaves on her own. She can think on her own. What's the word I'm looking for here?
She has an intelligent AI.
That
Yeah,
or
AI seems
not the, it's not it's you like something is no idea what it's doing, but it becomes have a conscious in mind and all that. I can't remember the name for it, but you know what I'm talking about, probably, right?
It's self-aware, self-conscious.
That's it. So my question is that the only way that the characters have been able to do that in the past is if somebody's in the suit, somebody is taking control of the animatronic. Here's the thing, though. The
Mangle
other suits.
doesn't have a suit. I'd like to point out, Mangle is literally just all mechanic.
Yeah, Mangle's all parts.
You see it in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. She's nothing but parts.
Exactly the point. But speaking of that, it's very, very apparent, and it's been pointed out before. I originally thought that the murders take place in FNAF 2. That is actually wrong. It takes place in FNAF 1, and because the murder, the stinks. The film actually talks about the stink and the smell of the suits before FNAF 2 even gets started halfway through with it, but you know, it's. But what I was trying to say originally, who exactly do you think's inside Mangle? Who's got to be inside of her? I've heard some people say it's phone guy. I've heard some people say it's another security guard.
Well, the theory I heard that it could be phone guys, because think of it for a second. The theory in Five Nights at Freddy 2 is that Mangle is calling the police.
Good point. Good point.
And like, while it's like it makes sense in a sense, but like of course, like a lot of people either debunk it or they don't find enough information. But that's the thing about Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, there's just too much mystery, and hopefully this fourth one and possibly the movie that's going to be coming out will explain everything that needs to be explained.
Personally, I want to see Mangle put into FNAF 4.
I kind of do as well.
I myself
we don't.
I also want to see Springtrap in there as well.
Well, what we don't know is from what I've heard, this is supposed to take place after Five Nights at Freddy's 3. There's supposed to be like some sort of like.
Oh, speaking of that, I actually did the math and everything, and I found something else that's going to shock you, like shock me, because typically, what age do doctors typically tell people to stop working at a horror attraction, stop going to one, in general?
45, 50?
I did the math, the guy who was working there at that place to know what all the characters looked like from the phantoms and all that, the hallucinations, quote unquote, to know what they all look like, to be there and even see Golden Freddy, the Golden Freddy Easter egg in pristine condition. I did the math. The guy has to be at least 65.
So he's been there since day one.
Yes. The character you're playing as has to be at least 65, which is... I mean, I'm not trying to say that old people can't, like someone of that age, not old people, someone of that age cannot work at certain jobs like that. It just says that, what ties does he have to make him work at such a place, knowing all the backstory, the murders, and everything like that, working there, including the Biden 87.
Well, here's the thing: if he could also be retired military, something like that. If he's that age, it's very possible.
Well, yeah.
Working security is actually a common job for retired military.
That is a very good.
Don't take me up on that if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct, but don't yell at me about it.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Tiviyl, I'm being joined by my friend Corey.
All right. So we have another guy in here today. Corey, how you doing? You're on YouTube. We're gonna be on YouTube. How you doing, friend?
He can't hear you. He can't hear you. You're not coming through the TV. You're still on my headset.
Well, that's somewhat of an issue. But anyway, back to what I was trying to say originally. Okay, Corey's not going to be. I don't even think the people on home could hear that. So let's just move on.
Yeah, that was a very low pitched hello from Corey.
The human Fluttershy, everyone. The human Fluttershy.
You can't be Fluttershy.
No.
Anyway, let's see. Hey guys, anything you guys want to talk about with the whole FNAF thing and where it's going?
Excuse me, I'm trying to. It's not going well. Biddy, come here.
And Dryan's got to tend to his cat. Tend to his cat.
Got it.
And well, it's
Got her.
one thing I want to like bring up and like question myself personally is the fact that when you compare all the animatronics together, I mean, I know this is an old story, this is an old change, this is an old theory, I'm talking like FNAF 1 shit, but it still pans true. I want to hear your guys' opinion on Foxy. Now, when I say that,
Dear God.
oh my lord, that was that bad bit of static. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, throughout every game, Foxy has gotten more and more reasons to think that he's not a bad guy. That he's self-aware and everything like that. Because there was a whole thing where, in FNAF 1, he would always hide. And when he came to kill you, he never really jumped into the room, he never really attacked you or latched onto you. He just jumped in, and everyone thought Foxy just gave you a heart attack.
Yeah.
Trying to run into the room for safety because he was so damaged. So and then the second game, it appears that when Foxy jumps at you in the ending trailer, the ending scene for the trailer, when you slow it down, Foxy is screaming freedom. And there's also the point where, I mean, granted, Foxy is pouncing on you and everything, but when the other animatronics come to get you, they're reaching to either strangle you, biting you, or something to that appeal. So, what's your guys' opinion on Foxy? Like, is he a good guy? Is he a neutral? Is he a villain?
I think Foxy could be neutral. I think Foxy could be neutral. I think it really depends. Because, like, if we go by the theory that it's the spirits of the children that are within the animatronics, we can establish that before the whole murder thing, these animatronics were their own beings, in a sense. They had their own AI system. But after the children were stuffed into them, their spirits could have easily started controlling them. So what if Foxy is somewhat of a neutral thing? Sometimes he's in control, sometimes the spirit's in control. We don't know.
That is a very good point. But
I mean, like, because we can see all the other animatronics. Bonnie reaches out to strangle you in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Chica jumps in front of you with the beak wide open, looks like it's been broken.
Like he's gonna bite you.
Like it's
Mangle does the whole bite of 87 move on you.
Foxy is jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Foxy only poked his head in, and we all think that we died from a heart attack in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. What if he's there as a way of like trying to warn you something's gonna happen? Because I remember when I played Five Nights at Freddy's, when that happened after the whole Foxy scared me and I started over. The moment I reset the game, Golden Freddy pops up into my office.
Oh, awesome. Another thing I want to point out before we call this video, another theory I want to go around with is, who or what the hell is the marionette? Because we know perfectly that he is completely 100% self-aware. We know that he was the one who revived all the kids, brought them back to life, and everything else. When we look at him and like go with the story pace and all that, and you can compare. I know we're going into depth of this, but when you can like compare to like supernatural beings and everything, like that whole Shamil. I know you say I don't believe in that, but I'm just going off what basic facts of the common person. The way you go down to it and look at it, the way that he acts is almost sort of like a. I don't want to say angel. I don't want to say a demon either, but I can't remember the.
It's like an angel of death.
He's somewhat.
A Hell's Angel.
Somewhat. But he's... I mean, because originally when I very first saw him and everything like that, my immediate first thought was to think to, like, Annabelle, or that one, the one to that one boy who's sitting down in Florida. That kid.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know who Annabelle is, right? The doll who is locked away in a shelf, and you are warned and told not to touch under any circumstances. Do not open, do not touch. But what I'm trying to say is, who in the fuck is he? What the fuck is he? How does he have this power?
I think I might have an idea of who this marionette could be.
Alright, let's hear it.
My idea is this. When we played Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and you had that little mini game, one of the mini games is the give cake one, where you're playing as Freddy, or not even Freddy, because we don't know if that's Freddy or even Springtrap before he's all fixed.
We know it's a Freddy. We just really don't know which Freddy. It could be Fredbear or it could be Freddy. We just don't know that part of it.
Yeah, but if you look in the background when you're playing the game, you see the purple guy, or what we think is the purple guy, we don't know exactly yet, coming up to this kid who's sitting outside crying or looks really depressed. He gives this kid something that kills him, because there's the blue tear streaks. What if the marionette is the first child that was actually killed, and was taken into the spirit of this child was taken to the marionette? Because we know for a fact that the marionette gave life to the other animatronics.
Granted, that's a theory that everyone shares and everything, but keeping in mind, like, common spirit grounds and everything else, to do the powers and do the things the marionette can do and does, that's almost like not of this earth, not of bone and flesh spirit power.
Well, the thing is, we don't know who this child was at the beginning. We don't know what if we were to say this child had some supernatural powers before he was killed, and just being killed and made into a spirit made it even more powerful.
Well,
we don't know this.
That is a good point. So I'm not going to dive too much into that part of the theory, but
You don't have any of those?
But here's one more little theory I want to add about the whole FNAF thing. With FNAF 4, from what it appears, we're not going into the past. We're not going into the future. What it appears is that we're going into full-on hell.
Something's going on.
No pun or quote intended.
Well, whatever it is, like we're gonna have to wait till Halloween, and even more so, we gotta wait for this movie to come out, which I'm greatly surprised about.
Another thing I want to question, I'm kind of curious about, the guards when you play the game, the guards, okay? Mm-hmm. When you go through and play as them, it's just weird shit happens day in and day out. I mean, the first guy we play as is Mike Schmidt. When he goes in there, we know he makes it out. He makes it alive, fully good. He's the last guy to work there before the place closes down for good. Until Five Nights at Freddy's 3 pops up. That timeline comes up.
Yeah. Maybe...
But we know he makes it alive, but hold on. Then we go to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Back in 1987 when the Bite of 87 happens. We're working there as Jeremy. And when you play through it, everywhere it goes, a widely accepted theory is that poor-ass Jeremy, that poor teenager, is the result of the Bite of 87. He was the victim of the Bite of 87. A lot of people, though, believing it was Mangle who had done that bite.
Yeah, a lot of people said at first it could be Chica because how her jaw is broken. But that couldn't be Chica because she was broken even before.
All of them were locked in the back room. The only ones that had access were Chica and Mangle. That's the only ones that could do it, but I don't think Chica would Toy Chica would remove her beak like she does to hunt you in the middle of surrounded by kids. I doubt she would do that. Her AI would. And then you go, and then there we go to FNAF 4, and I must say, Scott, I love you, but the ending to FNAF 4 was a kick in the teeth. I mean, it ends with just the place burning to the ground, but when it pulls back up, you see the little bitty chibi like Squeaky Toy Freddy from your office sitting on a table is perfectly fine. Like, pristine condition. And when you highlight the image, Springtrap is right behind him, staring into the camera. Saying that pretty much saying that Springtrap, Purple Guy, lives on. The murderer still lives.
Well, we can only wait till Halloween, October 31st. That's the scheduled day it comes out. Maybe it come out before, maybe not. I, for one, am ready to wait until Markiplier starts screaming his head off.
Alright, so from that, we're going to move on to a new topic to give this channel, so to give this video some variety. Let's go to the whole, I don't know, what do you guys want to go into? Because I was thinking we could go into the whole brony scene and everything with there. Or we could go into the YouTube or the gaming community. Which guys do you want to go into? Because I was thinking either go into the brony community side or go and dive into the Call of Duty issue. Because the way I see it, Call of Duty is having a pretty big turn of events as of right now. Because from what Dragon has told me in the past and everything, I wonder what the hell else I'm doing anyway. But from what Dragon has told me in the past, he has said that Xbox is going to be losing their Call of Duty contract because a lot of their people who played Xbox on Call of Duty have stopped playing it and moved to PlayStation because every tryhard is on Xbox. I mean, I'm not saying they're not tryhards on PlayStation side, but the overall mass majority is on Xbox.
Well, to be truthful right now, I'm stopping with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I've got rid of Advanced Warfare simply because I just didn't like it. Like, it was overhyped. The Nazi zombies was overhyped. Like, I know
there was no Nazi zombies.
It's not even Nazi zombies.
No, it's just a ripoff of the Nazi zombies that I grew to like. That's why soon I'm going to be getting Black Ops 2, so I can show you guys a thing or two about how to kill some zombies. But, like, then you got, like, Black Ops 3, which a lot of my friends have said just looks like an Advanced Warfare 2 with all these Zeo suits or futuristic stuff.
Well,
I'd actually like to point out, because I have actually gotten intel from a reliable source, and this guy is actually pretty damn reliable because I actually use him before I actually do a lot of shit on any gaming that I do. So I know what to counter when people use YouTube class setups. He pretty much tells you how to counter YouTube class setup anyway. But he's actually played it, and the exo movement has been complete. The full exo, like the double jump thing where you're like 20 feet in the air and then you can hover and shit like that, that's all going away.
Okay. Because I found that Advanced Warfare seemed too much like Halo.
The thing is, they are including parkour, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually be able to do like all the running and gunning shit like that. Like because they actually made it in the game, and as far as I know, they have taken out noob tubes. As far as I know, they've taken out noob tubes, but they pretty much said that if you're in the air, you're a sitting duck. If you go into the air to try picking people off, you're an open target and you're going to get picked off immediately.
Well, that's the thing I didn't like about Advanced Warfare. It's like I was so used to Call of Duty. Like, yes, you do have your jumps, yes, you have your slides, but then you bring in a new element that hasn't been on for Call of Duty at all, and just feels like a Halo clone because you're jumping up in the air, 20 feet something in the air. Then you had like all these other things. Like, yes, okay, it's futuristic. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. But don't you think if it was futuristic, you would have more like maybe like battle suits or something like that? Not suits that make you jump up and fly in the air.
The thing with Black Ops 3 is it's not suits, it's physical augmentation.
Yeah, or from what I saw, because I don't know if this is true or not, robotics. Like
actually, in the multiplayer, you actually get you get to pick, and here's the really cool part: you can actually set up a custom gun before you actually set up your creative class, but that custom gun will still take up like all the spots that you use to make the gun. Like you can actually make it to where you're gonna have like a shit ton of attachments on it, but it's not practical. You'd set it up to where it'd be practical, then you pick your perks, and then you pick everything else. But before you actually get into the game, you can pick like specialist abilities. Like as far as I know, there's different classes. There's the specialist one, which has 3 different ones. One is like it's like a crossbow. The other is like a hand cannon or pistol, and then there's another one which is a full. It's a full robot. It's self-aware and all of that.
Now,
And
if
he actually has a minigun.
Now, if I may intervene here,
Yes.
I want to add in my little 2 cents into the whole Call of Duty issue. Me personally, I maybe just be old-fashioned like this because I grew up in the old I grew up in the PS2 era from the first Call of Duty and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, futuristic's good and all, but there comes a certain point in time where it's so futuristically bullshit futuristically, where it just feels like it's just like a cash cow to help pay for Destiny or something like that.
It does seem like
Well,
that. Like,
let's be honest. With Activision and all of that, and Treyarch and all of them, whatever money they can get to help boost forward to like get out the next game or help fund the next game or even games that are currently going, if it helps, they're gonna go for it.
Well, and I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. You two may like Destiny. I know a lot of our fans and all that, and people who are going to see this video are going to love Destiny or anything. But I'm sorry, I got to be honest with you. It is a cash cow. It is nothing more than a cash cow game.
Which is actually kind of funny considering it's actually Destiny is actually cheaper than Call of Duty.
No. I actually know.
Both DLCs. Tails. Here's the thing. DLCs for Call of Duty every time season pass $50. Buy each one of them separate $60. Season pass for Destiny was
like
what was
$29.
it was like 30, it was like $30, but separate it's $40 total.
Yeah. And Destiny, I'll admit, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I did not think much of Destiny. I did not think of Destiny. Much of Destiny.
Granted, I'll admit, it's a fun game. I like it myself, but I get bored extremely easy. If personally myself, if they would have paid more, if they would have given a bit more time to actual gameplay instead of art and music, then
let's be honest, Tails. We've seen some of the up close stuff. Remember that wrench?
That is very true, but you know what I'm getting at, though, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean, Tails. Like, they should
guarantee you, $400 alone went into making that wrench. Oh God, that wrench.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now that I was really disappointed in. I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I love Assassin's Creed. I found Rogue to be boring. Rogue is extremely boring at the beginning because, like, I understand you're doing the transition from Assassin to Templar. That's the whole idea of Rogue. But the whole thing about it is that I love open world games, but there's a difference between making a huge world that's just littered with everything. It's like if you're one of those 100% people that love to collect everything. Oh my God! It's like I've been playing this game for hours. I'm only 25% done for total synchronization. Holy mother! I love open world things. I find that the only game that actually perfected open world for my standards is Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
It's an open world that's beautiful. It has many subclasses. It just has enough.
It's Bethesda. They're the ultimate. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not the ultimate, but they're one of the ultimate indie game producers in existence. So, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it right.
Yeah, it's like, and like I griped and I groan about some games that should have just been like DLC Vegas, but I'm just saying it's like Fallout, they did it perfectly well. Skyrim, they did it perfectly as well. Fallout 4.
I don't think Fallout 4 is Bethesda. I think it's just someone else now.
I mean Far Cry 4. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Far Cry 4. It was like it's an open world, but there's just too much information. Like I played Watchdog. Too much information is being thrown at you. I did not know what to do. I had more fun with the submissions than the main game itself. I had more fun playing as a freaking spider tank.
And now we go into Aragon Rage.
No, I just don't like it. I hate when they make games so expensive, and you pay $70 for a bloody game, and you take it home, and it's boring as shit. I hate it.
Oh my.
It's like, I just hate
Aragon,
it.
Aragon, calm your tits. We need to do like one more time to end the video out and everything. Now this is going to be a topic for all of us here, and also going to be a topic for you guys in the comments who are watching this in the video. this is a simple little topic that I gotta just throw out there. This goes back to the whole Call of Duty thing. But this is something I actually want to hold. This is actually a question I hold near and dear, true to my heart. It is simply this: do you all think we're pushing too far in the future? Do you think we should just relax, stop listening to the critics for once, and go back to like the old like World War II or Vietnam shooters? Because in all honesty, I really enjoy them because I was learning a few bits of history here. That yes, I know it's limited with what you can do because history and everything, but we can still do that. It's still fun. Look at Black Ops 2 Origins. That's extremely popular, and that's World War One steampunk style. Well, dieselpunk, but still. I just feel like we should go back into the whole like World War II, World War One era because, in all honesty, I think we dealt with the future a bit too much. Come on, modern day shooters, awesome, good. The old classic shooters, there is so much you can do with those. I mean, look at what's the steampunk game that came out recently for PS4? You play as the New Order. I think it's called, right? The New Order? Yeah.
Yeah, the New Order.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That one's going with history. That's going old school, like before World War One, and that's extremely fun.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen some gameplay of that. It looks like it was overhyped. Before it even hit the shelves, it was overhyped.
Well, a lot of games are now. Let's be honest.
A lot of these games nowadays are overhyped. I find that so far the only people that don't overhype too much is the people who made Bloodborne and the Dark Souls. Yes, Dark Souls 2 was a disappointment for some people, but they didn't overly overhype it.
That is a good point. But I don't know. It just feels like. Now this is just me. Also, actually no. Let's change the ending question from the whole Call of Duty thing and all that.
Hold on,
whole
before we get to that, I'm gonna end up having to talk to Corey, see how much extra work I'm gonna end up having to do in order to do the pre-order thing, because pre-order allows you to pretty much it gets you pre-release info on Black Ops 3. So if I can get that, I can share the info with you guys.
All right, but so when you do that, please make sure to continue the conversation here, please.
Yeah, I know. Again, that's why I said how much work I'm gonna have to do to earn it, because I know how much it's not gonna be hard figuring out how much the pre-order is. It's just how much extra should I have to do in order to get him to buy the full thing afterward.
All right, so this is gonna be the ending question for us all because we're running on 30-something minutes now. So let's this is gonna be the ending question for it all. Do you guys at home think that the major game producers are losing their luster? They're focusing too much on, what the whole major commentators and all that thing. Because, I mean, come on, let's face it. Look at people like Scott Cotton do, and look what people like Call of Duty and all that. Granted, yes, I know it's two totally different games, but you get what I'm saying. It's like Scott Cawthon, he listens to what his fans think and all that. He doesn't listen to what the big mainstream commentators think. He only listens to people who actually, really enjoy the game. When you have the guys in Call of Duty side and everything like that, the major game producers, they listen to all the no-brain. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to down bash any of my fellow YouTubers here or anything like that, but I mean none of us are. But
all the hardcore players.
Yeah,
of
well,
I
mean players like Ali and and some of the big commenters like on G4 before it got shut down, and GameSpot and all that. I think they listen to them extremely, way too much, because the whole push to the futuristic bullshit games and all that, I don't like it. I mean, come on, look at what fucking Scott Cawthon did with Five Nights at Freddy's. He made that on a game engine that's meant to build. I think that the engine he used was meant to build phone games, and he made that.
And from what I remember, but the hopes for Black Ops 3 was that it was actually going to take place before the timeline of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, send us way back.
That was the huge hope. That was actually the huge hope. I was actually hoping for I know it's not going to happen, but I was hoping for a World War I shooter. I would love something like that myself.
Personally, I think that would have been pretty interesting. see how they made the mechanics on all that work and such.
I mean, come on, we all know how much Call of Duty loves breaking the rules of war, the rules of modern day war and everything. We've seen how much we've done that because, I mean, come on. If you go back to the whole, like, World War era, you have gas, old tanks.
Imagine some of the old Call of Duty games, but with this era controls and graphics.
That's going to be very nice and very, very intriguing, in all honesty.
It played. I'm willing to bet you it played very beautifully.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're going to have to end it here. We're running on 35:30. So, guys, we will see you all in the next video. This has been the very first episode of Tiviyl Scratch Interviews, and I will see you all next time on the next show, and I'll try to get some other YouTubers in here as well. So, guys.
Much of an interview was more of a commentary on different things. Interview requires you to ask questions pertaining to one person or the group.
Hello.
Hey, I try. Alright, I try.
Well, we were doing that at
Call
first
it what
question,
it
but then you
is.
called.
Oh, shut up.
Weirdo with the Spy Kids laugh.
Alright.
I'm not weird. I'm mentally unstable.
That's an old reference. Anyway, guys, we will see you all in the next video. And if you have any questions for us in the next video, comment them down below, and we will do our best we can to answer them in the next interview. But anyway, guys, this has been Tiviyl Scratch from Tiviyl Scratch Interviews and the MLPX Family Gaming YouTube channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Adios.
Woohoo! Someone grab the titties and beer! Woo! Is that a fucking spider on my ceiling? I'm gonna fucking kill it.
That's not nice. Luna will not be pleased.
Don't you talk